was built to last. With the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past. With all I'm achieving, got my foot on the gas. Never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
What's up, family?
What's up?
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
See you, man. Yes, I'm good.
Ready?
I'm ready. I can't wait for you to hear. Well, you heard a little bit, but you need to hear it here.
Yes,
And I'm trying to put
Believe with them
some
speakers.
plaques on CWEY. You feel me?
Let's do it.
This is Blue, DJ
what's
Super
up, man?
Blue,
Cool.
the
Pleasure.
hottest DJs out here.
Cool. How you doing?
I'm Dewan. How you doing?
Yes.
Pleasure.
We're gonna be lit tonight. I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm so excited to be able to showcase my work. I've been working so hard. It took me a year to complete this album. Every song is thought out. Every song has a meaning. Every song has a purpose. And I'm just excited for the people that are already on my team and potential people to hear and see what I've been working on.
All right.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Reed, and this is My Taste. Make sure you go download my brand new single called Don't Talk to Me, streaming on all platforms.
Wow.
Bounce.
Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, 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 goddamn. Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, goddamn.
Just bounce. Oh, hey.
We are here for another session of Taste from Atlanta, Georgia. Actress, songwriter, rapper, singer, model, the beautiful Miss Cassidy Reed.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great on this Saturday. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's hot in Atlanta. So when you make music, right, do you have a personal taste as far as the music you make versus the music you listen to?
I listen to everything, so
Okay.
you go through my
Yes.
playlist, it's going to jump from every genre possible.
So do you make music for yourself, for your fans, for the world? Like, how do you determine like what you actually like record and write?
I definitely make music for myself, but ultimately it's for others. Like, I want my music to be able to inspire others with just being relatable to what I'm talking about, and hopefully I can bring you some type of inspiration through what I'm saying. But I have to like my music first, since I'm the one who's actually sitting there writing it, contemplating the thoughts that I want to put on the record. So ultimately when I'm first making it, it is from my perspective and what I like. That's my taste, but hopefully my taste resonates with the right people.
Right.
So.
We're here at Icon Studios in Atlanta. Tell me, why are we here for? Like, what's going on today?
So today I have a listening session. It's a
Okay.
private listening session, but I've been working on for an album for all last year.
Okay.
It took me a year, and I'm really excited. So this is the first day that a lot of people get to hear it. That's already on my team, and some people that's not.
Okay.
But yeah, we're here for a listening session for my new album. Everyone's ear is different.
Okay.
Everyone's music is not for everybody.
Different taste levels.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's just a listening session, get the vibe, feel exactly where I'm going, get the idea of how would you label my music.
Mm.
And how I label it is feel good music.
good
So this is going to be a feel good session.
Okay. And you also are an actress, you know, which is pretty cool. So that makes you like actually a triple threat you model as well. The same thing. So like when you have roles, like do you make a decision that I only will do certain kind of roles, or do you like open yourself to any kind of role?
I'm very particular, and I feel like what's meant for me will be for me. But I have turned down roles, multiple roles that didn't align with my morals.
So you have actually a new album coming out. You just released your new single, Don't Talk to Me.
To get away from the madness, manifest my life with a lavish. I never chase, I attract it. I dream in 24 karat gold. No, I don't need no more worries in my life.
So when it came to like actually putting that album together, how did you decide what angle you want to take as far as the sound and also the messaging?
Yeah, so with the album, I definitely had to go back to the drawing board, and I just started from scratch. I had to think about myself and like, what do I represent? Like, if somebody was to describe me and I describe myself, like, what is it about me that will feel out of all the characteristics or all the attributes about myself, what defines me the most? So I limited that down to 3 words.
Okay.
And within those 3 words, if my music did not fall under those 3 categories, it wasn't making the project. So I went in there with the intent. I was very, very, very intentional with this project. So every song has a message. Every message is for a reason. It has a purpose behind it.
Are there different genres? Is it one sound?
When I first went in, I went to describe my music as feel-good music. With that being said, that can fall under any category. So sometimes when people listen to my music, they hear hip-hop. Sometimes when people listen to my music, they hear pop. Some people hear R&B. Somebody hear country. So I feel like you're going to hear
Right.
all of that. It's just all about your ear and your taste and what you hear when I'm putting through the speakers, pretty much. But
Right.
but I'm always open. I love to hear, because when music goes out, that's what you want people. You want people to give your opinion. You want people to either like it or despise it or whatever. Either way,
Right.
bringing attention to the album.
So how many songs are on the album?
11.
11 songs.
Lucky number 11.
Okay. And how are you feeling about it? Like how do you feel about the 11 songs?
I feel like it's next level. I feel like there's no one else right now who has my sound.
Okay.
And I feel like there's no music coming out right now that has my sound and music.
Okay.
So I'm very excited. I'm very I know what my music is capable of, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to start dropping.
So okay. So is that good or bad that your music doesn't sound like anyone else's? Like, because if you are your own genre, your own lane, sometimes the music industry will determine what lane you go in. They'll say, okay, I'm going to put her against these people. If you had to define it, if you had to kind of classify it, could you? Or
Yeah.
But also, is it scary that you're not in the quote unquote lane? Because it's almost like you're determined for other people to define you, or they will determine which spot you go in.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I love that I don't sound like anybody else.
Okay.
Because that means when my voice comes on,
Right.
that's Cassidy Reed.
Okay.
Just like when Chris Brown come on,
Right.
that's his voice. It's not another person who sounds like Chris Brown.
How many beats did you have to go through to get down to those 11?
Honestly, I did not have to go through too many beats,
Okay.
only because, like I said, this project was very intentional. So, like the first session, they might play through 3 to 5 beats, but the producer, of course, was so amazing. 5 out of 3 to 5, I always found one that I actually did like. So we went go ahead and put that out there, and then I might have an idea, like it might be a favorite song that I love, and I might have played it for him, be like, I want something that's in this box, and then we would create from there as well.
What was the difference, I guess, in the process before and how you went make your music and your messaging versus now?
The biggest difference I would say is this go round, I was way more intentional. I was way more organized. I was way more purposeful with what I was doing. It wasn't just about bars and a great beat. That's fine, but what was the message? What was the purpose? Like, when you leave, if you can make the world just a little bit better than it was, and I know for me, that's through my music.
A new video came out, and it's a nice dance routine. Are you instrumental as far as your dance routines? You work with someone?
So dancing is one of my favorite things to do because it's just so free form.
Right.
It's about how you feel. How does the music make you feel? With this particular project, I did use one of my great friends who's also a choreographer. His name is Amid. He actually helped me out, and we went through the routine together. I kind of gave him a baseline on what I'm expecting and what I want, and then we built together from there. But he definitely took a front seat and made it shine more.
Right.
Other than that, I always base on how the song makes me feel, and then if I need to bring in extra help, I would bring that vision to whoever is necessary to help it bring it to life.
When you were growing up and stuff, what artists did you listen to? Who were the people that you were play and you felt inspired you?
I love to listen to Michael Jackson, of course,
Okay.
and Tupac.
Michael Jackson and Tupac.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, those two artists are like two different types of artists.
They are, and I'm sorry, let me put in Chris Brown too.
Chris Brown, okay.
I've been listening to him through my whole life as well. So those 3 artists I feel like I listen to the most a lot. Also Ryan Leslie.
Ryan Leslie. Wow, okay.
I had a great mom who listens to great music, who put me on to a lot of musicians that these new people probably don't even know about.
Do you try to aspire to be anyone? Try to inspire other people, whether it's artists, whether it's kids, whether it's adults. Are you trying to be an inspiration with your music?
My goal is to be an inspiration with my music. As long as my music can touch you in some type of way, whether that makes you feel good, whether that makes you feel okay about a situation, whether something's relatable to you that I'm saying, if I'm able to cross that message over through my song and you listen to it,
Right.
I just feel like that's beautiful. Like my end goal, if I want to be able to inspire people through my music, that's the whole purpose of it.
Right.
But just, you don't see that anymore. You don't see people singing and dancing and like outside and just bright and vibrant. Like that's my personality. Cody been knowing for a long time. And I just wanted to make sure I bring that on screen. And moving forward, like I only want to do videos that show my complete artistry.
If someone had to ask you, like, who is Cassidy Reed? Like, what motivates you? Like, what would you say?
Well, if they say who is Cassidy Reed, I would be like, I am a very creative innovator. When it comes to music, I like to cross boundaries. I don't like to be in a box. I am very innovative in everything that I do. I like to say artist. I feel like artist kind of covers everything.
Right.
When you're an artist, you're also an actress, you're a model. All of that just embodies me, Cassidy Reed.
How old were you when you actually got into music?
How old was I when I got into music? I just remember ever since I've been young, maybe say 9, 10, I was already interested in, printing out lyrics and reciting them and trying to learn all the ins and outs of what music really was. Even though I didn't know at the time what it was, I just could rehearse and do what I could do as being a kid. Like a little bit later down the line, maybe my teen years, 12, 13, I got into a little girl group.
Okay.
It wasn't that serious.
Okay.
Just my best girlfriends, and we used to go around and do different talent shows. And I feel like that kind of really sparked my interest in it. Once I started doing talent shows, I'm like, okay, I actually really love this. I already be printing out lyrics, so.
Even back then, when you first started music, you said Michael Jackson, somebody who you listened to a lot, and Tupac. What was it about like Michael that you actually liked?
I loved everything about Michael. I mean, I could go in a rabbit hole on why I liked him, but I think he was so talented, number one. I love his showmanship. I feel like showmanship is almost non-existent now.
Right.
So I'm very much I love movies, I'm an actress, I love the full effect, and Michael Jackson gave everything. He was the type of person who could walk in and not do anything, but you just know how talented he is, so crowds would just yell for 10 minutes straight. I feel like he was unbelievable. And then
Yes.
my favorite thing outside of his music, of course, was him as a person.
Okay.
I just felt like he was so beautiful inside and out. I feel like he wouldn't harm a fly. I didn't know him personally, but through his interviews and what I got from him, we kind of was both raised as Jehovah's Witnesses too. So it was just a lot. I know he was a good person, and the impact that he left on the world is what amazes me.
But then on the other hand, you see like Tupac.
Yes.
So what was about Tupac that that drew you to him?
I love Tupac because I liked his personality. I liked his songs. I just liked his spirit. I just felt like he came in the game and he just gave in presence and attitude where he just didn't care. He was like, he was who he was. And that's what I feel like I really liked about him. And also to say with his music, like one of my favorite songs by him is called Changes. And that's a very beautiful song if you haven't heard it, but it just talks about the changes that we need to see in the world. So I feel like he was very motivational too. Him and Michael Jackson was motivational in their own ways.
Who actually introduced you to Michael and Tupac? Like, did you just happen to see them from television or YouTube? Or your parents put you on either artist?
I feel like Michael Jackson was just everywhere.
He's
You could not
everywhere. Right,
escape
right,
him,
exactly.
but definitely my parents listened to him
Right.
all the time. But I just was always into everything he did. I just thought he was just the biggest talent I've ever seen. So that was him. And Tupac, definitely my dad listened to him a lot.
Oh, wow.
And he kind of put me into the mist, and it was the whole Biggie and Tupac. I'm like, Tupac. But I love Biggie too. I listen to everything. So I am not in a box. Like, I literally listen to, if anybody was to play any songs from my phone, you might get, of course you're gonna get Michael Jackson.
Right.
You might get a little bit of Kesha. You might get a little bit of Motley Crue. Like I'm a music head, so I like everything.
Was there ever a conversation between you and your parents when you made a decision like, listen, I want to be an artist?
I don't think it was ever just a conversation, like where we sat down and it was like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. But they've always been super supportive. So even when I did tell them that, like they didn't really know how to help me because they're not from that side. They're more from the medical and real estate side.
Right.
But all they could do is just support me and, hope that I go in the right direction. So Google was my best friend.
Okay.
And that's how I navigated through.
Did they have any concerns for you? They're like, man, I don't know, Cassidy, you sure? Was anything like that? Or was it just like, look, that's what you want to do, we got you?
But they definitely voiced their concerns. But at the end of the day, I felt like they wanted me to do what I love more. And if they could support me in any way, they was going to be there.
You were in acting, you're in music. But overall, like, how's it been? Has it been challenging? Has it been easy? Has it been hard?
It has its ups and downs, like everything else. It's Six Flags. but yes, you have your times where I feel like I have the most fun when I'm in my creative space. So when it actually gets down to creating songs, creating performances, going live on stage and things like that's the fun part.
Right.
But what's not so fun is the business, which is a lot of what artists don't like to talk about. Why you see so many artists get ripped off. Like the business is a headache. Music is like one of the only industries that there's no rules. Like you can go to business, you can go, be the whatever of a Fortune 500 company, but they have a rule book.
Exactly.
Music has no rule book.
Code of business,
Yes.
code of conduct, right?
Yeah, and some of the worst people are in the music industry. So the business is more of a headache. That will probably be more the lows, just trying to propel. But at the end of the day, when you are on top of your business, the outcome is better for you.
Right.
So that's definitely when I made sure this go round that my business was correct before I even thought about entering into the creative side.
How do you know who to trust, or how do you know like who's real and versus who's not real?
Who's fake? That's the type of people I hate. But no, I mean, I feel like through experience, through life, that's how I learned who I can trust and who I can't.
Right.
For me, time tells everything. That's like the biggest indicator for me. I'm a very easygoing person. I wouldn't say I have guards up, but I'm very more so like, you have to put in time to prove that you are like for me. Meaning like if I'm not in a room, you would still have my back as if you would if I was there.
Right.
And that comes from business decisions. That comes from personal decisions. You have certain people in your life for certain reasons. Like I know one thing I love about having my parents involved with some of my business is that they will always let me know if I'm derailing, or they always let me know like that's not you. And you need those people in your corner.
Right.
Because if you don't, you can get easily lost in the sauce.
From your experience, have you been ever put in situations where you felt like very uncomfortable and you could recognize, okay, this is about to be something that I don't want to do?
Yes. I think every artist, especially being a female, has been in some type of uncomfortable situation. The music industry is ran predominantly by men.
Right.
Most men are sick. But you still have those good ones. But yeah, you're going to be in uncomfortable situations.
Yes. How do you stand strong within your value system?
For me, it's easier, I would say, because if I don't feel comfortable, it's not going to come out right. Like regardless. So it doesn't matter. And that's just my moral compass telling me like something's off. Like you're feeling like this for a reason. You shouldn't be in this situation. You shouldn't be doing this. And I always listen to it. I think that's very important. Our body, God, he tells us things all the time. And when I just get into a situation like that, it's just very easy for me to walk away. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to feel 10 times worse that I do something, I'm like decompromising, whatever it is with my morals and my values, I'm going to feel 10 times worse.
Are you telling the producer or the people on your team, I don't like this? Do you sit back and just let them tell you what to do? Are you like a perfectionist? Or are you kind of hands off? Like how are you when it comes to your art?
I am very, very involved in every piece of my art. Probably overly involved.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible to be overly involved, but
Right.
that's me. I do feel like I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Nothing's perfect, and I feel like music is far from perfect. It's
Right.
just feelings and moments, from the beat making to the beat choice to the actual what is it going to be about, the message, the lyrics, the vocals, the arrangements, even coming down to the mixing and mastering. Like I want to make sure all my ad-libs are cut up. I want to make sure and I will go back and I have list of corrections that I send back all the time. Just
Really?
because
Okay.
sometimes it takes for you to hear something that someone else might not be able to hear.
Right.
Like you can make a noise on a track and everybody else can be like, what is that? Like, really?
Right.
And then it winds up being the number one thing everybody
Right.
takes from the song.
Right.
But you can't be so quick to like shut ideas and things out. So for me, like I try to do new things, and if the feeling is there, I feel good about it, and making sure that final product is the best representation of that song and me as an artist and everybody who is.
What's your viewpoint when it comes to just opinions around your art?
The work that I put into and put out in the universe, I just hope that it resonates, but it doesn't always. That's just a hope. So you're going to have opinions where people don't like feel good music. They don't like you, or they don't like your hair. They don't like your outfit. I mean, there's millions of reasons, but what I'm not going to do is sit here and crucify my life based on other people's opinions. If I'm comfortable with it and I'm happy with it, then that's all I can do. And I know what I'm putting out is always going to be the best representation that I can possibly do at that time. So,
Right. But is there anyone or anyone's in your life that you do value their opinion when it comes specifically to the art and to the music?
yes,
Okay.
of course.
So if they say something good or bad, do you know, like, okay, I'm going to listen to you no matter what it is because I really trust your opinion?
It's going to be cases like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that hard for artists? Because I know like Erykah Badu once said like I'm an artist and like we're very, would you say, sensitive about our shit or our art?
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way? Like hey, you know, in the day you do want people to love it, but you are still a little sensitive about what you create.
Of course. And that just makes you think like you could be in the studio and I can do a vocal arrangement that I think is bomb. I'm like,
Right.
yo, this is it.
Yes, is it.
And then everybody else is like, yeah, it's cool, but I actually think you should go up one more or bring it down one more. It's like I'm already really sold on what I did. But one thing about me is I'm always open. I'm always open to ideas and opinions. Like if you feel like something can be better, I'm going to try it. Now if I try it and I'm not liking it better than the original, at least I try and I know that this still sounds better to me. As long as I can hit a stage, I have no issue captivating an audience. That's actually my favorite place is the stage.
So let's go to like some like worldly events right now.
Oh, Lord.
We all know what's going on with Diddy right now.
Yes.
How you feel about it?
I just feel that if he was drugging people for his own pleasures, there has to be repercussions
Right.
if that's what really happened. But if it didn't happen, I'm not about an innocent man going to jail. But it seems like there's proof.
Do you think that this is just he's a scapegoat for a bigger thing that enterprise is happening?
I mean, Cat Williams did say
Right, it's
2024
I know.
is the year of truth. So maybe it is a catapult to a whole bunch of other things that's going to come out. You know, I don't know. But all I know is Diddy has been in the industry for a minute, and it has always been rumors circulating around all that same kind of stuff. So everything that's done in dark comes to the light.
So are you team Ice Spice or team Lotto?
I am for sure a real ass from the South. Team Lotto all day.
You team Lotto? Just because you're from Atlanta?
Yeah, she's from down south. I just feel like I relate a little bit more to her. I feel like she's real. So I just lean towards authenticity, and
Okay.
I just vibe with her a little bit more because she's from the South. So,
Sure.
yeah.
So when Drake and Kendrick Lamar was beefing, were you team one way or another way? Were team Kendrick, team Drake?
For the longest, I was always Team Drake.
Okay.
I love Kendrick Lamar too, but when Kendrick came out with his They Not Like Us, I was like, dang.
Ooh,
I was like, Drake. I definitely feel like Kendrick won with that one song. Like that one song was definitely a summer hit. So I give him that. But when it still comes down to who is in my playlist on my phone, I have the all Drake album.
Yes.
So
Gotcha.
I love Drake, but probably who won the battle was Kendrick.
Right.
Yeah.
Chris Brown or Michael Jackson?
As in what?
You gotta choose one.
What you mean, choose
You have to
one?
choose an art. You have to choose one. You have to
But
choose.
what do you mean choose one?
You have
Like
to choose an artist. You prefer. Would you say who's better, Chris Brown or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, but Chris Brown is right
Right.
next to him, right behind him.
Why do you think he has not surpassed him?
Because of
the situation. Yeah.
The personal choice that
Right.
happened between him and another famous singer.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was years ago.
That was years ago, and they would never let him.
Have it.
Hopefully, I never want to say never, but they have not let him elevate to the level he needs to. But what really shows is that even though they blacklist him from all these big shows to do, that he really should be doing Super Bowl.
Right.
You could tell because when he has a concert, he can do 3 days in the biggest arena in any state, and he is sold out.
Yes.
So I don't care how many people want to blacklist him. Chris Brown still sells all his merch. He sells all his tickets, and people like me will pay for floor tickets to be front row.
Boom, right.
And there's clearly you see with his
Right.
extra VIP deal, we don't care.
Right,
like that
right,
was
right,
years
right.
ago. Like
Right.
he's talented. You cannot take away from his talent. Everybody has messed up. Everybody has done something, and you can't forget it, but you can forgive and appreciate him for his talent.
Yes.
So
Do you think it was wrong that they did not choose Lil Wayne for Super Bowl in New Orleans over Kendrick Lamar?
I feel like personally they should have chose Lil Wayne because that solidified it more when I found I was in New Orleans and they didn't get Wayne, who's
Right.
the GOAT of all these rappers. That is
Yes.
insane. Kendrick had the summer hit. Wayne
Yes.
didn't have a summer hit this year, so I don't know if that's why they geared towards him. But definitely it being in New Orleans, like Lil Wayne's catalog, I mean, it could have just really sufficed for the Super Bowl. And I feel like I can talk for the world, but we know way more of Wayne's catalog than Kendrick's. I would think so.
So today I have a listening session. It's a private listening session. So this is the first day that a lot of people get to hear it. That's already on my team, and some people that's not. But yeah, we're here for a listening session for my new album. I have my distribution team in here. I have my PR team. I have a couple managers. I have DJs and a few personal friends. You always get a little nervous because this is my work. This is what I've worked so hard for a year.
Yeah.
And of course, I want it to be perfect, and I want everyone to love it. So you're always going to have a little nervousness, especially if it's something that you love.
Right.
Tell us what you were feeling when you did your listening session in front of all the music executives.
I was feeling so excited. Actually, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to present it. I just knew that before each song, I was going to talk a little bit about what
Right.
it was about and the inspiration for it. But I was just freestyling because I feel that when you naturally are just into what you do, it's going to project what it needs to project. And if anything, I was just super excited. That was the first time I got to actually showcase my whole project in front of industry people because I've been in the lab so much with just one or two people in the
Right.
studio, so nobody knew what I was doing. So to actually have that platform finally where I'm like, okay, this is what I've been working on, I was just extremely, extremely excited.
Did you know that you're gonna dance before every song?
No, I didn't know, but I just was so
Right.
excited
Right.
about it. I'm so happy. So like, it was just beautiful to be able to perform my music, and that's what it makes me want to do. I feel music. So I feel every one of my songs. So it's just so natural for me to want to dance.
You did everything amazing. The production sounds flawless. Your vocals, you got dances. I see you put a lot of work. It's gonna go. You know, you have a lot of people that support you as well. It's just now, it's just like how y'all gonna roll out.
It's totally different. I took some notes. I love Magic since that's number one.
This vibration is not the low vibration the most younger artists are doing now, and it's needed.
You play like all of your songs from your album.
Yes.
And at the end of the session, you ask everyone to say what their favorite song was, right?
Yes.
So, like, how did that feel? Because everyone had different opinions. Some people had some similar opinions. Everyone had reasons too.
Yeah.
So how did you take that in when you heard everyone and internalized when you heard everyone's opinions who actually heard the entire album? And these people
Yeah.
are professionals within the industry.
Hearing people's opinions is always interesting to me.
Yes.
I love to hear because you could just tell how different we are and how some people just really like a certain song because of this reason.
Yes.
And then you have other people who really like this song. But how I felt in the moment is I loved it. Nobody could really pick one
song,
that was their
right.
favorite. So that means that it was so many other good records that you could not pick your favorite. Usually you could hear it work and you know which one. Oh, this one. But the fact that so many of them, it was like a battle. They were picking, man, no, but I really like, I was enthused
Yes.
about that part. And then the second half of that feeling is also, it's so many different opinions from people that I value. it's like, which ones do I
Right.
take? Because everybody picked different ones. Everybody had very valid reasons for it. And some of them aligned, of course. A lot of them aligned, but everybody's opinion is definitely appreciated and valued. But it's just about picking and choosing where to place those opinions.
Yes.
And don't go crazy.
Right. You also did one with some kids, young
Yes.
adults. How did you internalize that when they gave their opinion?
I absolutely loved the youth group. So I never did that. That was
Okay.
my first time ever, but now I will always implement that when it comes to releasing music because I just truly value the youth's opinion.
Yes.
Like I think it's so important because they're the ones who are curating TikTok in our
Right,
timelines.
right.
Like they know what they like. They know what's trending, like they know what's out there, they know how they feel. So their opinions are actually who I value a lot outside of music people because they're just innocent ears.
Yes.
They're just going off, oh, I really like this record for this reason. Getting their opinions meant a lot to me. I'm actually working on building a collage to put all the papers
Oh,
that the
nice.
kids wrote because it just means so much and it's so beautiful. And I always want to remember that, and they basically helped me curate my project in its timeline.
Right.
And I definitely want to give that to them for doing that, and I will always implement that moving forward.
So what I like to make and what I like to listen to is one and the same.
Okay.
I've always liked feel-good music. Like that's just been my
Yes.
thing. My favorite artist is Michael Jackson, and I classify him as feel-good music. Now he does have slower records, like, and
Yes.
I'm definitely a person where it's all about the mood and the emotion. Because I go through times I'm not always happy. I wish I
Right.
was, but
Right.
the times that I'm not, I like to make somber music, which my album encompasses a mixture. It has some high energy feel-good music, and it has some slower music. But yeah, like overall, I like feel-good music.
Yeah.
It just has to make me feel happy. Like I like to listen to things that make me literally feel good.
Wow.
Bounce.
Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, 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 goddamn. Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, goddamn.
Just